Welcome to a set of videos where we're going to be showing you the Sequential line of products, which is now exclusively distributed in India through Pro Musicals. We've got the Rolls Royce of synths right here. We've got the Prophet 5, the 6 and the X. Absolute legendary iconic synths, and these are pieces of history by themselves. We've got Premik here, an educator, performer, music producer, and the way I like to call him, a synthesist. Premik, thanks for being here. Could you give us an overview of the Prophet 5?
Sure. Yeah. Great to be here. Thanks for having me. All right, so here we have Sequential's Prophet 5 synthesizer. Now, as the name suggests, Prophet 5, it's a 5-voice analog synthesizer.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to take you through a little bit of where and how this synthesizer came to be. So, firstly, this was made in 1978, and they made this all the way till 1984.
Wow.
And the unique thing about it was, well, one, it's poly, right? So that means many. So you could hold down 5 notes. And the next thing that was really unique was that it was the first synthesizer with a microprocessor in it. So you could save presets and stuff. And here it is in its new avatar, ready for the modern music making world.
Fantastic. Could you give us a quick detailed look of the panel here?
Sure. So like I mentioned, the Prophet 5 is a 100% analog synth. Yeah. And it's got a very cool layout, very easy to understand layout.
Right.
I'm going to start from the left and go ahead to the right. Now on the left we have the mod section or the modulation section. This is where you would basically add movement to your sound. So we've got polymod, we've got the LFOs.
Right.
The LFOs actually add motion to whatever parameter you want to control on the panel. Okay, we also have the wheel mod, which basically lets you control the modulation on the wheel over here.
Fantastic.
We have the main bones of the synth, if you will, the building blocks of the sound, the oscillators over here. We have 2 oscillators, and we've got a mixer as well, so you can dial in how much of each you want, and also a dedicated noise level. So you can dial in the noise as well. Moving on, we've got the filter. Now this is pretty unique. Now every synth has a filter, but what they've done over here with the Prophet 5 is that they've taken the best of all the Prophets and put it into one. Every time Sequential would do a revision of a synth, they would do something different to it. So for example, Prophet 5, Rev1, Rev2, Rev3. So now we have the best of all the 3 in the filter.
That's the 1, 2 and 3 there.
So we can choose between 1, 2 or 3.
Okay.
And then right below that we have the filter envelope. Moving to the right, we have the amplifier unit over here where you can shape your sound. And at the bottom, we've got the all important select and save your presets.
Fantastic. Interesting button, huh? Tune.
Very, very interesting. So the Prophet 5 is an instrument that actually adapts to your temperature where you keep it in your studio or on stage. Yeah. So you got to leave it on for a couple of minutes and then get it a little warmed up and then hit the tune button and it calibrates to your surroundings.
100% analog.
100% analog.
Okay, cool.
Also, I'd like to talk about the connectivity at the back.
Right.
This thing has MIDI, so you can interface it with different instruments as well.
Okay.
Or your computer. It's also got USB connectivity.
Okay.
So you can use this as a master keyboard in your studio.
Okay.
Or you can play any other synth through it as well.
Right.
Now, coming lastly to the look of the keyboard, I think I would buy this just for the looks.
For the wood?
For the wood. More for the mood. For the wood, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. I think we should just play something on this.
I think you should have a go.
Oh, okay, sure. Let's see. Is this the first patch?
That's the first patch, and that's what the unit ships with, factory patch number 1.
Okay. Aftertouch, I noticed.
Aftertouch, velocity sensitive keys, and a lovely Fatar keybed to play.
Feels awesome to play on. I think we should check out the Prophet 6.
Let's do that. Yeah. We have the Prophet 6 here. Now, as the name suggests, this is a 6-voice true analog polysynth.
Okay.
You can think of the Prophet 6 as a tribute that Dave Smith and Sequential did to the Prophet 5.
Right.
So they call this the modern analog synth.
Of course. It looks similar to the 5 though, but it seems like it's got more.
Yep, it's got a lot more compared to the 5, but let's take a look at the panel and I'll show you what's added. Now you have the same kind of topography as compared to the Prophet 5.
Okay.
As in you have your oscillators. Here we have 2 oscillators and they give you a sub oscillator as well. So you can dial in a 3rd oscillator. Again, we see the noise control over here. So we can introduce noise into our signal. Now we've got 2 filters, a high pass and a low pass. The usual guys like your filter envelopes and your amplifier envelopes over here. But the things that they've added is something really cool. Now they've got an arpeggiator.
Right.
And they've got a polyphonic step sequencer.
Oh, wow.
Which means that you can enter more than just your regular single notes in and have like a chord also play in each step.
Wow.
Yeah. Now apart from that, we've got some great sounding effects. We've got
Yeah, so
time-based
effects
effects.
was something that was not in the Prophet
It
5.
wasn't in the 5. So
Okay,
we've
cool.
got time-based effects like delay, bucket brigade delay. Yeah, we've also got reverbs.
Right.
We also have modulation like
Chorus.
pitch shifting and chorus. Yeah. So it sounds great, all at 48K 24-bit.
Wow.
Yeah, and if you bypass the effect, it's a 100% true bypass. So you're only going to hear the analog signal.
So I noticed these 10 buttons here and that aftertouch and the velocity. Interesting button right there.
Yeah, so we've got velocity control on the filters. We've got aftertouch, unlike the Prophet 5, which is, it sends aftertouch to your filter or your LFO. Here we can send it to independent LFOs and the amount as well, and your amplifier envelope and your filter.
Wow.
So it's kind of an expanded modulation option over here.
Right.
Now, in addition to that, we still get the great Fatar keybed, and it's absolutely a dream to play on. I think you should have a go.
But what about the velocity?
The velocity is on the filters, so you can open or close the cutoff with just the velocity.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we should just give it a try.
Yep.
Okay. Ah. That's the sound. That's the sound. But tell me, Premik, it's a fantastic synth, but it's the form factor that's bothering me. What if I already have a bunch of synths and keyboards and I don't want to buy one more? Can I just get its brain?
Yep. You get these in desktop format. So
cool.
you get the Prophet 6, and there's another model called the Rev2, which has got an even higher count, a voice count. So you can get that in 8 or
and
16.
Right.
And then that's same panel, same sound, same engine, 100% analog, but in a smaller form factor if you like to put it in your studio or you want to gig with it.
Gig with it. Fantastic. I think we should jam.
I think we should jam.
Yeah.
Are you a seasoned pro or a beginner? The Prophet 5 and 6 are the perfect tools for creating music that will stand the test of time. Experience the power of the Sequential Prophet 5, Prophet 6, and take your music to new heights. Now available in India through Pro Musicals and our authorized resellers.